Welcome to At the Forefront. April is Parkinson's Awareness Month, and in recognition of that, we're going to be spending some time with Leisha Phipps, Executive Director of Dallas Area Parkinson Society, and Keisha Hill, Program Director.
Welcome to At the Forefront, where we explore the groundbreaking innovations and developments shaping the future of aging. We're hitting the road to showcase how older adults are embracing change, staying active, and thriving in their golden years. Here's your host, CEO of Forefront Living, Tim Mallad.
Tell us about DAPS. What is DAPS?
Sure. So DAPS is the Dallas Area Parkinson Society. We were established actually in 1978, and we actually serve people all the way to Denton, Collin County, Dallas County, and Denton County.
So definitely Dallas area. Then tell us about the services you provide.
So our services include everything from exercise to speech support groups for people with that are care partners, and we also provide a lot of educational series on a monthly basis that Keisha can talk more about.
So yes, I schedule and run our educational series. They are monthly presentations, kind of in a lunch and learn format that we have for our members and their care partners, their families. Anyone is welcome to come, and we host those in 5 different locations each and every month.
Tell us a little bit about Parkinson's disease and what we know about it and what we need to know about it.
Sure. So Parkinson's disease is now considered the fastest growing neurological disorder. It typically impacts both males and females, but usually more males than females. And people are typically diagnosed around the age of 60. That's the most common age. However, there are certainly a lot of people that are diagnosed as what we refer to as young onset Parkinson's disease.
Symptoms, things that people look for during that time. How is it diagnosed?
It's clinically diagnosed. Typically, it could be by a regular physician or neurologist. We strongly encourage everyone to see a movement disorder specialist, which is a neurologist that has additional training when it comes to movement disorders. But some of the primary symptoms that people might look for or might go to see if they have a diagnosis of Parkinson's would be things like tremors, stiffness, problems with sleep, acting out during sleep, constipation, difficulty or change in voice that becomes much softer and more difficult to hear. So those are some of the primary symptoms that people might experience that could be diagnosed with Parkinson's disease.
So I'm curious, Keisha, I know that programming is your specialty. Are there programs specifically designed for that early stage or for that awareness stage?
So with DAPS, we don't have anything for the early onset community just yet. I encourage them to find Facebook groups, support groups, if they are looking for that connection. We primarily deal with those that are in the moderate to advanced stage of Parkinson's. But for early onset, I strongly encourage those to reach out and find a great support network.
Before we get too far into the discussion, I see your logo, I see a tulip, I see a bunch of tulips sitting here. Can you tell us what they symbolize?
About 25 years ago, maybe even longer, the tulip was actually identified in some of the European countries as the flower to represent Parkinson's disease. So the different petals of the tulip represent the hemispheres of the brain that are impacted by Parkinson's disease. So since then, it has become an international symbol to represent Parkinson's disease.
So let's talk about the recent walk that happened on April 12th.
Yes.
I see a smile, so I think good things happened.
It was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. We teamed up with the folks at Edgemere Senior Living, and we knew that we wanted to host a walk in the month of April, which is Parkinson's Awareness Month, and it just turned out to be a fantastic partnership. We held the walk April 12th. It was a beautiful day. It was an amazing turnout. I think we estimated that there were about 350 people that came for our first annual Walk for Parkinson's. And just the support from the community for Parkinson's was just absolutely inspiring. So we're looking forward to next year's walk.
And there was a shirt, something special about the design?
There was a shirt. It was had a red tulip on the back of the shirt, and it was created by our own DAPS member, Baron Lane. And he is an amazing artist. And so we reached out to Baron and said, we need a red tulip for our walk t-shirt. And so we sold these t-shirts at the walk, and we almost sold out. It was just incredible. And so I encourage anyone to follow Baron if you have an Instagram account. He's at Baron Lane Art, all one word. He has some incredible pieces. He has also been living with Parkinson's disease since 2017.
And the funds from selling the shirts would go to support the programming that you all do as a nonprofit.
Correct, yes.
Very good. Spark Up the Night. There's all kinds of good things going on here. Tell us a little bit about Spark Up the Night.
Is was created by a group called the PD Avengers, and they are a global alliance of people with Parkinson's disease. They're partners and supporters who are committed to taking action to end Parkinson's. And so this group decided they wanted to create Spark Up the Night on April 11th, which is World Parkinson's Disease Day. And so what they did was they said, worldwide, we're going to reach out to iconic landmarks and also illuminate buildings in support of Parkinson's disease in blue. Blue is the color. And so their goal is to light up 11.8 million blue lights, one for each of the 11.8 million people living with Parkinson's disease. And so there were 3 buildings in the DFW area that participated in Spark the Night. Right here at North Dallas Bank and Trust Tower. The other one was the Irving Convention Center. They participated. And then the AT&T headquarters in Dallas. They participated in Spark Up the Night.
And we have another event coming up, I believe, that our Dallas Mayor, Eric Johnson, will be involved in. Can you tell us about that?
So that is our Lifetime Achievement Luncheon. It is an annual event where we host for our Parkinson's members. And it's where we honor someone within the Dallas community who has made significant contributions to the Dallas area, specifically with Parkinson's disease. So last year we honored Reverend Paul Rasmussen, and he is the senior minister of Highland Park United Methodist Church. And he announced to his congregation of 15,000 people back in 2020 that he has Parkinson's disease. So that was 2024's honoree. This year we are awarding Dallas Mayor Eric Johnson, who will talk about his significance to the Parkinson's disease community with being in the sandwich generation. So he's raising kids, and then he is also the son of a parent with Parkinson's disease.
You both have mentioned a couple things that I think our viewers would find interesting. I'm hearing the term living with Parkinson's disease. I'm seeing evidence through that beautiful shirt of someone with Parkinson's creating art. Talk to us a little bit more about Parkinson's, the progression of Parkinson's, and I think especially living with Parkinson's.
Well, there's certainly different stages of Parkinson's, and so as Keisha mentioned, people come to us at any and all stages, but primarily the folks that are most interested in receiving the kinds of services that DAPS provides tend to be more in those middle to later stage phases. Those are the phases where folks are really needing more of the physical exercise, more of the support, actually seeking more resources, information about additional types of treatments that might be available. So those are some of the things that we see when people come to DAPS. We treat folks and help people at all stages, so even those who might be in wheelchairs or need mobility devices, we're certainly there for those individuals and their care partners as well.
How important is the exercise piece?
That is the most important part of all. The neurologist will say that the only thing that has absolutely been shown to slow the progression of Parkinson's disease is exercise. So we feel very, very strongly about providing exercise classes that really are in tune to meet the needs of people with Parkinson's, because those can be a little bit different. We make sure that we're not just focusing on the physical aspects, but that we're also focusing on working both sides of the brain so that some of the cognitive issues can be addressed as well. And then the social factor is also really important, so that people going to a class can get the physical support they need, but also the emotional and the social aspects as well.
And you talked about a care partner or the person who's supporting or going through this process with their loved one. What services do you offer for them?
So we provide a lot of support groups for care partners. Those take place virtually for those that are in a place where it's too difficult for them to leave the house, but we also provide several throughout the community in Duncanville, Garland, Dallas, and McKinney.
You talked about slowing the progression of Parkinson's. Is it preventable?
Parkinson's at this point is not preventable. Parkinson's certainly can be diagnosed earlier if people are aware of the different symptoms that are typically associated with the disease. It's really important for people to pay attention to those so that they can get an accurate diagnosis if that's what their symptoms lead to, because we know that the sooner people get the information and become active participants in their treatment, the longer they can live the type of life that they want to be able to live.
Before we began filming, and when I saw the flowers, I was thinking about smell. And we talked prior to beginning this segment that Presbyterian Village North had worked with the Michael J. Fox Foundation, and we were really looking at smell tests. Can you talk about that, why that's important and what that means?
So there's definitely been research that has gone into the smell aspect and how it relates to Parkinson's disease. And so that's one of the earliest symptoms that people will experience. So we've heard people talk about experiencing a lack of smell 10 years before they were ever diagnosed. So the more we can get this information out to people, the more people can be aware, not as a fear tactic, but as an awareness issue, so that people then pay attention to symptoms that might be worth checking out.
Well, it's interesting because when you talk about smell and that being a symptom, you can see the eyebrows going up, and you talk about fear. How do we mitigate the fear? How do we not shy away from something that could or could not be a symptom of something like Parkinson's?
Places like DAPS really play a big role in helping people understand that being diagnosed with a chronic illness does not mean it's the end of your life. It does not mean that everything is going to change. It means that there will be some things that change and that there will be some hard times ahead. But when there is a community that is with you and that is facing all of those changes with you, the impact that we see from DAPS is remarkable. From the care partner to the person with Parkinson's, when you are surrounded by people on a regular basis that are going through the exercises, the support groups, the educational programs that Keisha puts together, we see a lot of aha moments, and we hear from people directly that say, I'm not as scared as I used to be. I can do this.
And DAPS changed my life. That's what I hear, is DAPS has changed my life. I could not have gotten through this without DAPS.
Talk about the importance of community, because I've heard that word several times as well.
I find that it's incredibly important. Some of our members haven't even told their own families about the Parkinson's diagnosis. Mm-hmm. And so we're walking through that journey with them, with getting them the care and support and exercise and help that they need. And so I say that it's not only community, but family. We're here to support them wherever they are in the journey. And we are all a community of one. And we're just trying to get through this each and every day.
Yeah, I come from one of those families that doesn't tell things and tries to push it aside. Any advice for someone like me or families like my family?
Oh gosh, that's such a tough question. When you're ready to make that announcement, if you need support, if you need help, we're here. But when you're ready, that's what I tell. I can think of one specific couple that I know that haven't even told their own children yet. When you're ready to take that journey, DAPS is here.
It's okay then.
It's okay. and DAPS is here.
How do we find out more about DAPS?
The easiest way would be to visit our website, and it's super easy, daps.org. daps.org. That's where you'll find our class schedule, our monthly newsletter, information about our events. That's where all of our information is held. We update it on a daily, at least weekly, sometimes daily basis. So that's the best way to find out about DAPS and what we do.
Keisha, Alicia, thank you first for what you're doing for our community, and thank you for joining us at the forefront.
Thank you so much.
You.